Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 6.1 Notes Day 3. Today we are continuing our discussion on properties of exponents. Remember to simplify each expression, and your answers cannot have negative exponents. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and look at number 1. So what do we need to do first? Well, there's a couple different things you can do. You can say, well, this is my negative exponent. I'm going to drop it like it's hot right away. Or you can start distributing. It really depends on how you want to do and what the problem looks like. Okay, so for this one, I actually distributed first. So when I distribute, I need to remember to put parentheses around that -2 and make sure that it has an exponent of 1. And then I'm going to start to distribute. So -2, h, and k all stay the same, but my exponents change. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, and -3 times 4 is -12. Now I can start to move and change everything around. So -2 squared, or not -2 squared, -2 to the 4th power. Now, remember, we put it in parentheses, so if you don't know what it is and you're putting it in your calculator, make sure you use parentheses, okay? So -2 to the 4th power is 16. H to the 8th, and if your exponent's negative, you have to, that's right, drop it like it's hot, k to the 12th. And that is our final answer. All right, number 2. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the coefficients. I want to multiply those. So 3 times -5 is -15. Okay, and now we're going to look at each of these. Okay, I'm going to combine them first. So c to the 7th and c to the -9. 7 minus 9 is -2. And then I'm going to do the same thing with d. I'm going to combine them first. -2 plus 6 is 4. And then I can see if I have any negative exponents, because if your exponent's negative, you have to drop it like it's hot. So my final answer is -15 d to the 4th over c squared. Okay, number 3. So with number 3, just like 1 or 2, you can decide if you want to move your negative exponents first or if you want to distribute first. When I was actually doing it myself, I distributed first, but I'll show you what it's like to clean it up first this time. Okay, so we're going to keep this in parentheses. Okay, the 3 stays and the 3 outside stays. If your exponent's negative, we're going to drop it like it's hot. And if it's already on the bottom, we're going to bring it to the top. Now I can distribute that 3, and when we distribute it to everything. So that's 3x and w. So my new exponents, 1 times 3 is 3, 6 times 3 is 18, and 1 times 3 is 3. And the only thing that's left is I need to do 3 to the 3rd power. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, x to the 18th, w to the 3rd. Remember, if you don't know what 3 to the 3rd is in your head, it's okay to use your calculator. Okay? All right. number 4. All right, so in number 4, the first thing that I notice is the fraction right here. And I want to take care of that first. So all I'm doing is plugging it into my calculator, negative 16 over 144, math, enter, enter, and I get negative 1/9. So as I start to set this up, I have negative 1 on the top, 9 on the bottom. And I'm going to go variable by variable. So a squared stays on the top. B to the negative third is going to come down. On the bottom, I have a squared. It needs to come to the top, and b to the negative 7th needs to come to the top. If your exponent's negative, drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, bring it to the top. Okay? And then to get my final answer, I'm going to combine the a's to get a to the 4th. The b's, the top wins, and the top wins by 4. I still have the 9 on the bottom, and I don't need the 1, but I do need to have the negative sign. And there we go. And that's our final answer. Okay? So 5, the first thing I want to take care of is my fraction. So 7 divided by 21, math, enter, enter, we get 1/3. And it's almost forgot it, a negative 1/3. Okay? X to the first, exponent's negative, drop it like it's hot. My y to the third stays on top. My z, my exponent's negative, I'm going to drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, bring it to the top. Bring it to the top. And the z, that's the z to the first, stays there. Okay? So now all we have to do is clean it up. I do not want to forget that it's negative. I do not need the 1. So looking at our x's, the top wins, and the top wins by 1. I'm going to combine the y's. That turns into y to the 7th. On the bottom we have the 3, the x canceled, and then we have z to the 7th. Okay? The hardest thing about this, guys, is just staying organized. All right, number 6. So with number 6, there's a lot of stuff going on. We have to simplify everything. Inside, we're distributing negatives. So you guys could do this a bunch of different ways. You could just say, well, I'm going to distribute first, or I'm going to clean up and move things. So it really just depends on your personal preference. The way Ms. Carranza and I, we go back and forth just depending on the problem. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move some stuff and combine it. Okay? So looking at your m's, okay, m to the 4th and m to the 1st, the top wins, and the top wins by 3. My exponent's negative, I'm going to drop it like it's hot. So that's where n squared would go. And that means that we have n to the 7th on the bottom, because 5 plus 2 is 7. And don't forget about the negative 3. Okay? So the next step would be to distribute. So I have m and n, and now let's get our new exponents. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. 7 times 3 is negative 21. If my exponent's negative, drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, bring it to the top. And then there we go. That's our final answer. I can't subtract the exponents because they're different variables. Okay, number 7. Okay, my exponent's negative, drop it like it's hot. My m to the 7th is going to stay. Exponent's negative, drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, bring it to the top, bring it to the top. And the n to the 9th is there. Okay, so if you want to, you can go, well, 3 squared is 9, 3 cubed is 27, and reduce the fraction. But they're also the same base, so I can subtract them. And who wins, the top or the bottom? The bottom, and the bottom wins by 1. And then on the top, we have m to the 7th and m to the 2nd, which is m to the 9th. We add those up. And then the n's, we have n to the 1st and n to the 9th, which is n to the 10th. And if you're like, dude, Mr. Grice, that was weird what you did with the variables. 3 squared divided by 3 cubed. It ends up being 0.13333, which is 1/3. 9 divided by 27, that's what I wrote down. It's 1/3, okay? So that was just a nice little trick. All right, number 8. Once again with number 8, I want to clean this up before I distribute. So the 2 is going to stay up here. When I'm looking at the x's, okay, the bottom wins, and the bottom wins by 4. And when we're looking at the y's, the top wins, and the top wins by 2. And then we still have that -2 on the outside. Okay, so the next step is to distribute, and we're going to distribute to everything. Remember that the 2 has an exponent of 1. So we're going to get some new variables here. Not new variables, new exponents. 1 times -2 is -2. 2 times -2 is -4. And then 4 times -2 is -8. Okay? Exponent's negative, drop it like it's hot. If it's already on the bottom, you bring it to the top. Okay? Now, I could finish my answer right there, but I'll just do it one more time. Because the only thing we have to figure out is what 2 squared is, and 2 squared is 4. Let's make that look a little nicer, Mr. Grice. 4. Okay? All right, last one. Remember, take care of the coefficients, the numbers out front. And if you don't know what 4 divided by -18 is, just plug it into your calculator, do math, enter, enter, and we get -2/9. So -2 and then 9. Excuse me. And then I'm just going to look at these one at a time. X to the 7th stays up here. I have a negative exponent. I'm going to drop it like it's hot. And my z stays. Let's see, x to the 4th stays. Y to the 4th stays. And then if it's already on the bottom, I need to bring it to the top. And then I can go into my final answer, okay? The -2 stays up there. Looking at my x's, the top wins. and the top wins by 3. And then we have z to the 7th power. On the bottom we have the 9. My x's cancel, and then I have y to the 3rd and y to the 4th, which is y to the 7th. And that is it. Congratulations, we are done. Okay? So if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Your homework is going to be 6.1 Practice D. All right, this is Mr. Grice signing off. Thanks for watching.